I'm going to show you a really good way to use this circus pole. And if you don't have a circus pole, that's okay. You can use your body. But this horse, this is Uno. It's a yearling gelding, horse and halo rescue. It's up for adoption. This horse is doing great. It just has a thing with its head going around and pulling on me. Just a little bit, but it's got its head twisted. And instead of beating on it or jerking on it or putting a surcingle on it and tying its head to a place, I'm gonna let this horse find straight up and down with its head, and I'm gonna let this circus pole do the job. I'll show you how it works. And you'll see what I'm talking about as soon as we start doing it. If you're getting any value out of these videos, I would really appreciate it if you're watching them on YouTube. If you would subscribe to my YouTube channel, it doesn't cost anything. Hit like and share if you want. I'd appreciate that too. If you're following me on Facebook, if you're watching these videos on Facebook, follow me on Facebook, Butch Mowdy. And like and share those too if you would, if you're getting any value out of them. But let's go back to working with Uno here. Uno's a nice little horse, just has a head position. It's out of balance. And I'm gonna let this pole help it. And I've had a few people say, well, why something so young need to be in balance? Well, you get good at what you practice, folks. And if this horse practices going around to the right with its head twisted like that, it's just gonna get really good at doing that. And that's gonna cause you grief way down the line. So let's see if we can help this horse right here. I got Lexi, my main helper, out here cleaning stalls. But you see how that, there, her head straight up and down, or his head straight up and down. You see how it's, I'm gonna put a little leg on him. See how he twists his head? This is what we're working on right there. He doesn't need to twist his head. And it's going to hurt him down the line as far as being balanced and in self-carriage. And I'm not doing much. I'm just letting him bump into the halter. When his head's straight up and down like that, that's real pretty for a baby. This is not supposed to be a dressage posture. And if you think this horse isn't learning to stand up straight and keep its head straight, you're kind of wrong. Now we're going to go the other way. When I touch that jaw, I want his whole body to come through, not just his nose. Now we'll go around here again. You see him? You see him holding his head to the inside like that? I'm not doing anything with my hands. I'm just letting this horse find it. Right there. As long as this horse is moving, I don't care what speed it's going. But see how it, instead of walking in a round circle, this horse is walking in a square almost, and that's causing that nose to come in, and the head and the neck is not following the nose. This is really important. If you're riding your colt around here, and when you're turning to the right, his nose goes like that, and he leaves his ear, he twists his head, you're teaching this horse to travel incorrectly. And I don't want this to be a dressage maneuver. I just want it to be softer with the straight head. There, like that. It's still not right, but it's an improvement. And for all you people out there that think your baby horses need to look as good as your finished bridle horses or dressage horses, you're putting way too much pressure on these babies. I just want an improvement. Good Lord. I had one lady say I was letting this horse move around out of balance. Or not this horse, but another horse. Well, good Lord. If they can't find balance, what are you going to do? Wait till they're 5-year-olds and try to ride that out of them? I don't think so. How about just let them learn to go around with their head straight? I'm not doing anything. This is not an act of violence. I'm not forcing anything.
Do you want me to stall across? Do you want me to move him here?
You can move him in here. I got Lexi, my main helper, moving horses for me this morning because this video needs to be made. If you don't start these baby horses and try at least to expose them to balance and self-carriage, the older they get, the bigger the problem will be, and the harder it will be to fix. There! Now he left its head again. Look! What that horse is doing, it's twisting its head, putting all of its weight on its left front foot, and drifting out to the left. I want it to follow its face. There. And you just chip away at it. If you got another way of doing this without pulling on their head, send me a video. I'd love to see it. But I know this way works. And if you don't have a circus pole, you can do the same thing, but you got to be careful just by standing here. You've got to put your hands someplace where you can't pull them. I got it stuck to my belly button. He walks out there on that straight line. He leaves his nose. But if you leave your hand on your belly button, you're not pulling on them, they're pulling on you. But this is easier. He's got to learn to follow that nose over to the straight line. Not throw his nose to the inside and leak out with his left front shoulder. And if this exercise is not in the principles of dressage, I'm sorry. It probably is, but they thought it was so small they didn't write it down. But if you can't get your horse to have its head straight up and down while it's going around in a circle without you doing anything, you're teaching that horse to be crooked. You're teaching it to have a twist in its spine. And you can ask any performance trainer in the world, a horse that does this like this, it takes hours of riding them to fix it. When that halter touches the side of that horse's head, its whole head should come to the circle, not just its nose. There. That's what we want right there. Now he walked on a straight line, he hit that corner, and he threw his nose to the inside. As he gets better at this, the circle will get rounder. And he's not doing it with his body, His hind feet are landing in the tracks of his front. He's doing it with his head, but he's still putting a twist in his spine from his ears to his tail. This is all part of groundwork too. If you teach them good things, they only know good things. And if you let them do a bad thing long enough, it becomes the only way they know how to do it. There. So you just chip away at it. If you don't know how to use a tool, as in a circus pole, or if you don't understand the basic concepts of balance and self-carriage, it's really easy to teach these baby horses the wrong things. And this is just my opinion, but I've got some pretty nice horses and they travel straight. They don't leave their noses like that. And you didn't see me banging on this horse with that flag to make it go. That flag was just there in case it stopped. I don't care what speed it's going. Balance is balance. And you look at this horse's head, when it's looking to this direction, I want it level like that. Right here, level. We come over here, and we stand over here. I want it level, like that. Like that. And that little circus pole exercise will really help you. If you have an open mind and you're training for tomorrow, it might be a really valuable asset. But I know places that have a pin that's just dedicated to the pole. They don't use it for nothing else except the pole is in there. It's called the single pillar pin. Well, I use mine inside my little round pin, but gosh, sometimes if we're not thinking into the future and we start training for the now, that's the way horses think. But everything we show our horse should be something that makes our horses better in the future. We should be the ones in charge of thinking linearly. They should be in charge of thinking minute by minute. Our corrections and our approach should be minute by minute. And they need to go the speed that they need to go. But we need to be training for tomorrow. If you're going to climb on this horse and have it stand by a step-up box, but he's 2 years away from riding, don't wait till you're riding him to teach him the step-up box. And it's the same thing with this going around circles and being imbalanced. We're training for tomorrow. And as long as they're getting closer and closer a little bit every day, we're on the right track. You don't have to use my methods. You don't have to use anybody else's methods. You can do your own thing. But if your own thing is causing you work down the line, fixing things, maybe you should change how you're looking at this whole groundwork deal, and it might smooth out your saddle deal. Just a thought. Hope it helps. Bye.